we've been offended by his language, but mostly we're worried about his thinking. His thinking in relation to trading, his thinking in relation to the economy and how it works, who's thinking about taxing and imposing duty to imports. And this is something that already happened in the United States. 100 years ago, President Hoover proposed the same policies to tax imports and to limit the effort of corporations to go and invest abroad to keep themselves competitive. End result, depression. The mammoth depression of 1929 was the result of those policies.
Yes, but that's rhetoric for now, and of course it's all hypothetical at this point. Is Mexico's government paying too much attention to that and not enough to some of the issues going on in its own backyard?
Who is going to assure us that it's just rhetoric? In Mexico, we think that porn is content, that porn is substance, so we better watch out and worry, and especially the American people. That's why I've been telling them, wake up. He's a false prophet. He's proposing ideas that will not work, that on the contrary, instead of saving jobs, they're going to lose jobs. In Mexico, we import from the United States 750,000 billions of US dollars. That means 6% of all the jobs in the United States to American citizens. So we're accountable in Mexico for 10 million jobs to US citizens. So he's not presenting the things on the right context.
Certainly there's a lot at stake here, but isn't he in the end a bit of a distraction from, again, issues of corruption scandals at home?
Of what, excuse me? Of?
Corruption scandals in Mexico.
Well, we do have corruptions,
yeah,
but as anybody else, but mainly in Mexico is derived from the huge, the mammoth drug consumption in the United States. Because in Mexico, we don't consume drugs, we don't produce drugs. We just happen to be in between the mammoth consumer market in the north and the producers in the south. And so here we are with this big, big problem. And yes, those cartels, those cartel lords raise here in the US market 55 billion US dollars a year, which they use to corrupt, which they use to hire kids to work for them, which they use to buy weapons and ammunition here. So the United States has to decide whether legalizing drugs or whether implementing a policy to prevent drug consumption in the state, because we are paying the price and we don't deserve that.
Certainly that's a big discussion to have, but I wonder, is corruption so endemic to Mexico's state and local governments and police that the drug cartels essentially have all the leverage and call all the shots at this point?
I don't think that's a well-spread concept, but it's not true. We do have degrees of corruption, no doubt. I cannot deny that. Mm-hmm. But in my government, we're absolutely transparent. We created the best law on information to the public about anything that goes on with government. It's not the main Mexican problem. The problem is this war on drugs that came to be because of the huge market in the United States.